everybody, it's your boy Lumenaddy. Today's January the 31st, and let's get right into it. Alright, so the month of January closed on the charts today, and that's important because we have to see the big picture always and then go into the shorter intervals. And I know my graph is a hot mess right now, but I don't want to remove any of these retracement levels away. So this is the January candle, and it closed. Let me just. It closed at 51.86, right? And what I want us to take away from that is the big picture from this massive retracement that we drew, right? With these key levels over here. So if you remember in January, the lowest point of January in terms of the price swinging down after it reached its peak high. So the highest point in Jan was a level of 61.99, right? And where did it get to? Where was the lowest level? After reaching there, where did it get to? It got to 31.57. 31.57 is right around here, okay? So it's a little bit higher than that, but you get my point. But you see, the price dipped below the 38.2 retracement level, right? And why is that important? Because say, hypothetically speaking, the price closed below that 38% retracement level. After breaking all these levels and reaching up to the 50, and in fact, reaching up to the 61.8 retracement level, if it had closed down here, as it had swung back down, I would be telling everyone, guys, I think we're headed for another bear market for the next few months, because that's generally what the charts tell you. Whenever you have a retracement and the price does not close, if it breaks the 38.2 retracement level, goes high, but then it closes below it, that just kind of tells you that there's a bear market ensuing afterwards. At least that's the suggestion. Now, is that seen somewhere else on this chart? Absolutely. If you look at October of, oh no, is this October? No, this is May of last year. Right? Is this? Yeah, this is May of last year. You had a massive swing in price, right? That almost hit the 50% level, did hit the 50%. Anyways, it got right up there. But look where it closed. It even closed below the 23% level. And so would you expect to see price moving on up past these levels at that point? No. I mean, if I was making these videos at that time, I would have recommended that look out for a bear market happening. But price can obviously contradict all our analysis, but generally speaking, that's what happens in these moments, depending on where the price closes at the end of a candle, and specifically in that time frame. So this being the month time frame, this is long term, with price closing at above the 50% level. That's indicating that, okay, the market is setting up for a continued bullish run. Now, is that what happens, or are we going to see initially price move down again before it closes above it? I mean, that only time will tell, but at least to me, it's a little bit reassuring that, okay, we are in a bullish, we're going to continue a bullish run. Now then we look at the stochastic RSI as well, because now we have new data for the stochastic RSI on the monthly. And as we can see, we are approaching, so we had discussed the bottom levels, for an oversold, you would look for the stochastic RSI crossing 20, right, and going 20 or lower, and if you want to be really conservative, 10 or lower. So the opposite for an overbought, you would look for stochastic RSI crossing 80 or higher. If you want to be really conservative, 90 or higher. But I always look for both the lines to cross it. I don't generally get concerned or act if only one line crosses it. And I'm more on this conservative end, so I'm looking for both the lines to cross at least within 10, so 90 and above, right? So that's another thing to look out for, that maybe in the next few months we can expect, after this peak up, which we had drawn, where we expect this next move to take us up to, maybe we can see a huge retracement level. And did we draw where that retracement level? come to. No, that we'll do at the next in a few videos. Well, we have time for that. So okay, so that's on the monthly chart. That's what I wanted to talk about there. Now let's go see what happened yesterday, because when we were making the video, I think the 4-hour chart had it better. We were on this candle and we were talking about hammer formations, right? And it did close as a hammer formation, which, along with the inverted hammer, would tell us that, okay, two very bullish signals on the 4-hour chart. We can expect a bullish run, at least on the 4-hour chart ensuing. And sure enough, we see a nice bullish run. And right now it's consolidating again. Now, what do we expect here? We could see a little bit dip back, because we talked about the confluence of these levels always being a magnet for price. So if you get close to it and you're consolidating before it goes up again, it could come back and test this level. And if you remember yesterday, when I was closing out the video, I had said that we can expect price to move in a certain manner. We can expect price to, from here, head on up, obviously be attracted to this confluence of these levels. I'd be interested in seeing if it broke this level, went up and touched the other retracement level, come back, test this level again to create a new support, and then bounce off. And so we're now in that phase to see if this price is now going to bounce off and continue. I suspect that it will. However, will it do it right now on this candle? Or, if you look at the stochastic RSI on this 45-minute chart, or will it come back, retest this 5,000 level, be really on an oversold position on the 45-minute? Let's see how it's looking on the other charts. The hour also, yeah, both are below 20. Maybe we can get them both below 10. Yeah, but on the 2-hour, it isn't oversold yet. So maybe in the next 2 hours, you can see it move down a little bit more. Let's see, in the 3 hours. Yeah, well, that's just hovering right in the overbought. So maybe you have a little bit of a dip down. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a dip down here. This would be a key level, right? Obviously, go over here. If you look left, there's a little bit of a resistance level here. So anywhere in this price range, I would be surprised if price drops before picking right back up, and that'd be something to look out for. And then if we go into the dailies, we can set some expectations. If price dips down here and rebounds up, where can we expect it to get to? I'd probably just try every level as a take profit level. I'd probably look at the 53.47 to be a take profit level, then a 54.39, then a 55.14, and this is assuming that yesterday you had gotten in right around here, or even at the lowest part of the dip. If you had just gotten in at the 5,000 level, it really depends on your game. Are you playing a short-term game or a long-term game? Long-term, you should be waiting for 6,000, because that's a nice profit level, and I'm pretty optimistic that price should reach that level again, just in the way the chart is forming. If you all remember us talking about candle formations, this right here is a very specific candle formation. I won't mention it just because it kind of encourages you to go back and look at the candle cheat sheet and then kind of identify which pattern this is suggestive of. And that would indicate that it would give some optimism to price reaching such levels. So that'd be something to check out. Other than that, the stochastic RSI and the daily, both the lines are approaching the key 20 level. Well, almost. We're slightly above. I would feel even more confident if this went down below 10. Just to be extra conservative, and then put in an order to capture the swing. But the price might move up, because this is always a little bit delayed. You have to understand this is reactionary, so this isn't predicting. This is telling you where the market is at. So it's always going to be a little bit behind price action. So, however, I don't mind being a little bit conservative and giving up a little bit of in terms of an entry point, giving up a little bit because man, once I go into a trade, I just want it to be the right trade. So and that also comes down to money management because if you're having long moves with short amount of money, you can get the same outcome if you have shorter moves with more money. So it really comes down to money management, comes down to risk taking. So there's a lot of factors into it rather than just knowing when to go in and when to come out. And so that's also something also that y'all will have to keep in mind. And I just want y'all to know that these red curved lines here, they're in no way in any indicators. I just drew them to show that we have a cup and handle formation. These are not any resistance or support levels, so don't be fooled by that if you notice prices touching it and rebounding down. So just to recap, what we can expect, because we see this pattern over here, we can expect a continued upward movement in price. However, for short-term traders, we might want to put in our buy targets around 5,000 because we can expect this price to be sucked back down here, possibly break it a little bit more, and if you look left, to be at 48.41 maybe, even reach down there before creating another long wick. Could it test this level, 48.09? Sure. It still wouldn't change the course of action, and being that the overall outcome should be upwards. But again, we would have to watch the charts to know better. All we're doing here is trying to hedge the analysis in our favor by trying to accumulate as many signals as possible. But at the end of the day, we have to always react to what the charts show us and if any news drops. Speaking of news, circulating supply increased. It was 17 billion and now it's 18 billion. I'm not sure why more XLM came into the market. However, I am aware that IBM put in a new validator on the testnet, I believe, and that validator is a US validator. So could there potentially be some news that's going to be coming out this week? With the chart formation, man, if some news that's positive for Stellar comes out, I mean, you can just expect this to just rocket. And the technical side the fundamental side is adding up for a good sentimental side to bring out good news to continue the upward movement in price. So let's wait and see. I know there's a Stellar meeting in San Francisco tonight. Let's see if some news comes out of that meeting. Let's see if some news comes out this week. And that's where we're at. Overall, it is a buy day today. We definitely want to put in a buy order, but in terms of where we want to put our buy entry, 5,000 would be a safe bet. Would it go down to 48.09? If you want to be really conservative, we can definitely wait here. And then go from there. Again, if you're up here, y'all, because I remember a couple of videos ago, we had discussed these levels. If you're up here, just like yesterday when I said price is down here, just wait, price is moving towards you. And I'm pretty confident that price will get there. So let's continue hodling. And that's about it. Shout outs to, and pardon me if I screw up the name, but Benjamin's son on Reddit for suggesting that I make a video on TradingView about how to use these symbols and just and what means what. I will make that video probably on the weekend just because I'll have a little bit more time. But that's all for now. Like, comment, subscribe, give some feedback, and let's see what happens. I think we're in exciting times, y'all. All right, see you tomorrow. Peace.